Every year, millions of people around the world celebrate Easter. For some, it's about chocolate eggs, colorful baskets, and the Easter bunny. For others, it's one of the most important religious holidays in the entire year. But have you ever stopped to ask, where did Easter actually come from? Why eggs? Why rabbits? And what really happened on the very first Easter? Today, we're diving deep into the history, meaning, and surprising traditions behind Easter. Some of the answers might surprise you. To understand Easter, we have to go back nearly 2,000 years. The story begins in Jerusalem during the time of the Roman Empire. According to the New Testament of the Bible, Jesus of Nazareth had spent several years teaching people about love, forgiveness, and faith. His message attracted thousands of followers, but it also made powerful leaders nervous. Religious authorities accused Jesus of claiming to be the Son of God, something they considered blasphemy. Eventually, he was arrested and brought before the Roman governor Pontius Pilate. Despite questioning him, Pilate found no crime worthy of death. But under pressure from the crowd and political leaders, he ordered Jesus to be crucified. Crucifixion was one of the most brutal forms of execution used by the Romans. Jesus was nailed to a wooden cross and left to die. This event is remembered today as Good Friday. After his death, Jesus' body was placed inside a rock tomb and sealed with a large stone. Roman guards were even stationed outside to prevent anyone from tampering with the body. But, according to the Bible, 3 days later, something incredible happened. On Sunday morning, several women visited the tomb and discovered the stone had been rolled away. The tomb was empty. Christians believe this was the moment of the resurrection, when Jesus rose from the dead. This event became the foundation of Christianity and is the reason Easter is celebrated. Unlike Christmas, Easter does not fall on the same day every year. Have you ever noticed that? Sometimes it's in March, sometimes April. That's because the date of Easter is determined by a combination of astronomy and ancient tradition. Easter is celebrated on the first Sunday after the first full moon following the spring equinox. This rule was established in the year 325 AD during the Council of Nicaea, a meeting of early Christian leaders. Because of this formula, Easter can fall anywhere between March 22nd and April 25th. And while it might sound complicated, the idea was simple. Connect the holiday with the arrival of spring, a season associated with renewal and new life. Now let's talk about one of the most famous Easter symbols, eggs. Why eggs? It turns out this tradition is actually very old. Eggs have symbolized new life and rebirth for thousands of years, long before Christianity existed. Ancient cultures such as the Persians and Egyptians decorated eggs during spring festivals, celebrating the return of warmth and life after winter. When Christianity spread across Europe, the egg became a natural symbol for the resurrection of Jesus. Just like a chick emerges from an egg, Christians believed Jesus emerged from the tomb. During the Middle Ages, eggs also became popular during Easter for another reason. Christians observed a fasting period called Lent, which lasted 40 days leading up to Easter. During Lent, many people avoided eating foods like meat, dairy, and eggs. So when Easter arrived, eggs became one of the first foods people enjoyed again. They began decorating them, gifting them, and even creating games around them. That tradition eventually evolved into the Easter egg hunts many kids enjoy today. Now here's a strange one. What does a rabbit have to do with Easter? The Easter bunny might seem random, but its roots go back centuries. The tradition likely originated in Germany. In German folklore, children believed in a magical rabbit called the Osterhase. This rabbit would visit homes during Easter and leave behind colorful eggs for well-behaved children. When German immigrants came to America in the 1700s, they brought the story with them. Kids would make nests for the Osterhase to lay eggs. Eventually, the nests turned into Easter baskets, and the rabbit became the Easter bunny we know today. But why a rabbit? Rabbits have long been associated with fertility and new life because they reproduce quickly. So they became a natural symbol of spring and renewal, which fits perfectly with the themes of Easter. Easter traditions vary dramatically depending on where you are in the world. Let's look at a few fascinating examples. Spain. In Spain, Easter week is called Semana Santa. Massive religious processions fill the streets featuring elaborate floats, music, and participants wearing traditional robes. Some of these processions date back hundreds of years. Greece. In Greece, one of the most famous traditions is red eggs. The eggs are dyed red to symbolize the blood of Christ. Families play a game where they tap their eggs against each other. The last egg uncracked wins. Poland. In Poland, Easter Monday is known as Śmigus Dyngus, also called Wet Monday. On this day, people splash water on each other for fun. Yes, it's basically a national water fight. United States. In the US, Easter often combines religious traditions with family celebrations. Egg hunts, chocolate bunnies, and large family dinners are common. One of the most famous events is the White House Easter egg roll, which dates back to 1878. Children roll decorated eggs across the White House lawn as part of the celebration. Easter meals vary by culture, but some foods are extremely common. Ham. Ham is one of the most traditional Easter meals in America. Historically, pigs were slaughtered in the fall, and the cured ham would be ready by spring, right around Easter. Hot cross buns. These sweet, spiced buns marked with a cross are traditionally eaten on Good Friday. The cross represents the crucifixion of Jesus. Lamb. Lamb is especially popular in Europe and the Middle East. It connects to the biblical symbolism of Jesus as the Lamb of God. Chocolate eggs. Chocolate eggs first appeared in Europe in the 1800s when candy makers learned how to mold chocolate into hollow shapes. Today, they're one of the biggest Easter treats in the world. Here are a few Easter facts you might not know. 1. Americans spend billions on Easter candy. Every year, Americans spend over $3 billion on Easter candy alone. 2. The most popular Easter candy isn't chocolate eggs. It's actually marshmallow peeps. More than 1.5 billion peeps are made every year. 3. The world's largest Easter egg weighed over 15,000 pounds. It was built in Italy and stood taller than a four-story building. 4. Egg rolling used to be a dangerous sport. In medieval Europe, people rolled eggs down hills during Easter celebrations. Sometimes entire towns competed. Beyond the candy, decorations, and traditions, Easter carries a deeper meaning for millions of people. At its core, Easter represents hope. The idea that even after suffering, darkness, or loss, new life and renewal are possible. For Christians, the resurrection symbolizes victory over death. For others, Easter simply marks the arrival of spring, a reminder that the cold of winter eventually gives way to warmth and new beginnings. It's a message that resonates with people everywhere. So the next time you see an Easter basket, chocolate bunny, or a decorated egg, you'll know the incredible history behind it. From ancient spring festivals, medieval traditions, to the story that changed the course of history. Easter is a holiday filled with symbolism, culture, and meaning. And whether you celebrate it for religious reasons, family traditions, or just the candy, it's one of the most fascinating holidays in the world. If you enjoyed learning about the history of Easter, hit the like button, subscribe, and check out the next video on this channel for more surprising stories from history.